Hello, welcome to Record Time. Record Time is a weekly Akashic experience where we explore simple and mysterious themes through the lens of the Akashic Records. If you're new here, welcome. If you're an old friend, welcome back. And if you are unsure what the Akashic Records are, then I invite you to check out my website, minaruchi.com, and there I have videos explaining what the records are, what an Akashic Record reading is, what an Akashic Record reading is like. So that's a great place to start. But the main thing you need to know right now is that the records are kind of like spiritual Google. So it's a modality, a unique modality where you can ask questions and receive insight or a different perspective in response. So, with all that in mind, I'm happy to be here and let's get into it. So, as I'm tuning into the records, feel free, if it's safe and accessible, to kind of just take a moment to settle in. If you're multitasking, give your attention to the other thing that you're doing. But if it's safe, you can close your eyes and witness your breath. Where is your breath at right now? Are you holding your breath? Is it long and deep? Is it shallow? Just noticing where it's at. And if there's a way to be more comfortable within your breathing or within how you're sitting or how you're standing, I invite you to lean into that. And just arrive. So, I can kind of feel the full message, and I don't know where to begin. So we might hop around a little bit. So, yeah, they want to chat, the keepers of the records want to chat about gradients and miracles. Magic, miracles, and gradients. So they're saying that people are really into magic, myself included. And when we think about something magical happening, right? When we think about a miracle, it's so we're just drawn to those things. We're drawn to those unique experiences where it seems like something happens overnight, or something amazing happens, and it just feels like, everything changes in an instant or in a day. And we're kind of enamored by the examples in our world of people who appear to have achieved overnight success, right? How did they do it? What's the secret? What's the magic bullet, the silver bullet? So what is that? And so there's this fascination with miracles and miracles and transformation. And so they're saying what's the difference between a regular result and a miraculous result? They're saying oftentimes it's speed, right? It's the speed at which something happens that registers in our minds as miraculous or magical. And they're saying one way to kind of wrap your head around this is if you, let me sit with this for a second. right? If you plant a seed and you water it every day for 100 years, it'll grow into perhaps a 100-foot tall tree, right? That's huge, with a giant trunk and like tons, countless branches and so many leaves, and it'll have seeds and other trees will grow. And that's just how nature is. That happens. But if you planted a seed and you watered it, right? And then the next day, overnight, a 100-foot tall beanstalk grew, right? We would call that a magical beanstalk. But if we do it with a regular seed, we just call it a tree. And so they're saying, right, like if you went outside and planted a seed and overnight a 100-foot tall beanstalk appeared, the whole world would stop what it was doing to look at that and to notice that and talk about it, and no one would be talking about anything else but this beanstalk because it's magical. And yet with these other beanstalks, these other trees that do the same thing but over a long period of time, no one's really stopping what they're doing to talk about that, right? We kind of just like look at them, we're like, yeah, we can cut that shit down. We need paper and like other things. We need that space for something else. So yeah, hashtag save the planet. And but it's true, like, so there's this fascination with like a magical beanstalk, and yet with just a regular tree, it's normal, and we kind of take it for granted even. And so they're saying the difference between those two things is the rate at which it happens, right? It's the speed. And they're saying though, like, that thing, right, that magical beanstalk, that magical result that happens overnight, that we're seeking perhaps in different areas of our life, right? Maybe we want the perfect partner to kind of just manifest, or we want the perfect job or a promotion, or even in our own personal work, personal transformation. It's something that we just wish was different about ourselves. And so that thing, that like desire for miracles is super present. And they're saying, but those results are extremely possible. And in fact, they're all around us. We're immersed in miracles all the time. The reason that we don't notice them or relate to life that way is because we've grown accustomed to the speed at which things happen. So they're saying earth magic is slow, but it's still magic. So I'm just going to let that sink in for a second. Earth magic is slow, but it's still magic. The results, the miracles that you seek are readily available to you. The only caveat is that they might take a little bit longer than you want them to. And in that way, they might not feel magical, and yet they are magical, right? And so they're saying, when they say earth magic is slow, they're saying don't be deterred from the result you want, or from the process itself, because of the amount of time and effort that it takes to do that, right? With a tree, if we're growing a plant ourselves, you have to water it pretty regularly. And unless it's a succulent, then don't water it that much. I always kill my succulents. But right, but there's like a process with that you have to engage with. You have to tend to that plant or that seed regularly for it to grow. And yet with the beanstalk, you don't really have to do anything. You just put the seeds in the ground and it grows on its own. And so that's part of why it feels magical too. It's the speed and kind of like the hands-off feeling. And so they're saying magic and miracles are readily available to us at all times. They're all around us. Magical results, miraculous results are so right there, so available. The only thing that they require from us is patience and consistency. So those are the secrets. That's the secret to attaining magical results in your life. And personal transformation, personal work, personal development is the same exact thing as like growing a big tree, right? It takes patience and consistency. It takes practice, showing up for that work, for that goal or intention every day in whatever capacity you're able to. And when it happens, like when you arrive at the result, it will feel miraculous. Even though it took time and effort, it'll feel miraculous, even though earth magic was the way you got there and not, other magic. So that result will still feel amazing and miraculous and magical, even if we have to take the time and effort to co-create that result, that miracle that we're looking for. So I'm going to leave you with that for today. Something to think about, something to contemplate. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that kind of wanted to come through. I think that's all. So on that note, thank you for being here, and I'm wishing you well until next time. Namaste.